I've been known to have that effect. I apologize.
See, all right. Now I'm going to have to really mind you next time you're going to an adult event that he's going to be at, right?
No, but I would be turned on if you were there. Yeah, it's like you're part of it.
So you think that if me and you go out to a party and we see him, that there's a chance that we'd all end up hooking up after?
I don't know what his stance is on working with you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Good point, yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, hell yeah.
I get it in regardless.
Welcome, friends. This is T again with another reaction video. And today we're going to be doing a reaction on No Jumper interview with Lena the Plug and Jason Love. I guess that's his name. I'm not familiar with this guy, but he looked like every typical adult actor. I know that much about the guy. But this is like almost like a part two to the first video that I've done. So if you don't know what's going on right now, Adam22 is allowing his wife, Lena the Plug, to have sex with this adult actor, Jason Love. I guess, like I said, I guess that's his name. And everybody's on an uproar about it because everybody was looking up to Adam22 because he was sleeping with all these women. Now the tables have turned. And a lot of people are either offended or annoyed or just plain angry about this particular situation. Me personally, I can care less. But it's a story, so I'm doing it. But this is the situation now. Now it seems they're doing a red top table situation because I think this is where they got it from. They decided to sit down together and do an interview about this escapade. Like I said, I don't know how deep they're going to get into this particular situation. I'm just saying that they loving the attention. They loving the promos, all of it. So they just going to hype it up even more by bringing this dude and talk about the situation. Now, if she feel uncomfortable about it, I don't think she felt uncomfortable with the situation as far as having sex outside of the marriage or anything like that. But it's like, I think she feel more, if she feel uncomfortable, it's going to be more about how she looks in this situation. And she don't mind people thinking of her as an adult actress or anything like that. I think deep down inside, and I think this is with most women, they don't want to look bad, which is crazy since she's doing all this stuff, but it is what it is. It's just an instinct a woman have. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this interview. But before we do, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you know whenever we come out with new videos, all right? All right, let's get with it.
Oh, I'm getting a call. Oh, okay. I'm going to take this. Oh, hello.
Look who it is.
Mr. Jason Love. How you doing, man?
All right, we know it. This all was scheduled. So, like I say, I'm not exactly sure what their plans are. I think they want to take this to another level. Now, a lot of people are calling Adam22 cuck because he allowed his wife to sleep with another man. But somehow I get the feeling this might have been happening behind the scenes anyway. And it seems he don't have too much of a problem with it because, I mean, like I say, it seems like everything with this particular situation is orchestrated. So I think that all of this is planned. And they like the fact that they're getting all this backlash over this because, like I said, I can't speak for women, but I can speak for probably most men by saying you feel funny by when you look up to a guy that's getting all these women. You know, a lot of guys look up to a man like that, getting all these women, and all of a sudden he allows his wife to have sex with another man, and then all of a sudden a man gonna feel some kind of way about this because most men want to be successful. Most men want to have a lot of money, have a lot of women. But when you look at another man allowing his wife to take the helm and bang another dude and you acting like you're okay with it, that gonna make a man feel some type of way. Which, I mean, like I said, I can't speak for women, but most men gonna be like kind of put off like that because they don't look at this as success. You know, people like the fact that he got a lot of money, he got a lot of women and his wife, and he got the kind of life a lot of people want. I mean, without the adult movie thing, I'm just saying that they want that kind of success. But now it's almost like he's throwing that away. His okay, it's hard to say his good name, but I'm just saying whatever people liked about him, they have a problem with this little scenario because now not only is he letting his wife get banged by another dude, now they're about to have a conversation about it. This kind of reminds you of the Red Table Talk with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith when they talking about her affair. Like it's some casual, let's have lunch or brunch and have some tea and talk about the affair like it's some kind of calm. We so evolved now. And that's the attitude I'm noticing about a lot of liberal people. They act like they so evolved that they can just, rise above all this craziness and think they're not going to be touched by it. But most likely they will be. But let's go ahead and see what they got to say.
What's goody? What's goody?
We're just doing a little podcast here and figured that we would, have a little conversation with you to see exactly how all this was for you as well.
Oh my gosh.
Cool. That's why I chimed in. Catch y'all. See what's up.
Definitely. So what's the vibe like between you guys? Anything I should know about?
I don't think there's a really vibe. I think it's like a business thing, but I feel just very uncomfortable with this right now. I feel awkward.
A little uncomfortable.
Can you tell him how nervous I was?
Bro, like so nervous. Oh my God. I feel so wrong right now. Like,
It was bad.
it's just work.
Okay.
Calm down.
But a lot.
Now, I notice in these type of situations, I would say, and you can disagree with me, this is my opinion. Like I said, I have nothing against any of these people. I don't exactly subscribe to their lifestyle, but I don't have anything personally against them. I gain nothing or anything. This is just my reaction to, what they say and how they behaving at this moment. But one thing I notice about it is when men allow their women to do things like this, this sexual thing or whatever, and all the backlash start to come, I start to notice that while he's getting dumped on, while Adam22 is getting dumped on, it seems like him, and Adam are going to try to, salvage her reputation in some ways. I don't know if you really can do something like that since the kind of work that she does, but I noticed this in these type situations where the woman is 100% a go when it comes down to this kind of situation, but then they need to salvage it. I mean, if you look at Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith at the Red Table Talk, it seems like, screw Will Smith, reputation and what it might do to him. It's almost like he was there to salvage Jada Pinkett Smith, for doing what she was doing, to make her look good, salvage her reputation. And I started to notice that. And I think that what falls into why people are calling him a cuck now. Because not only did he allow this to happen, but also he's now trying to make her look good. Protect her, even though it's probably most likely was her idea to do it in the first place, something she really wanted to do. Now she acting like, oh, I'm nervous and, I feel uncomfortable. Since when? They've been having interviews with all the people they have sex with. Like, this is nothing new. Because it's a guy, now you feel nervous. But I think they're trying to manufacture some kind of tension that they're going to run with, to make it seem like, getting hit, make them jealous, so many people are angry with this. And I think this excites her. It might even excite Adam22, who knows? But I can tell he don't care. He got paid. He got to do her. And he getting all this publicity. So a lot of people that watch adult movies are probably going to tune into this dude because I'm sure he was popular in the adult movies, but now I think that he's going to be even more popular with this particular situation. That's probably why he did it. The money was probably good. I'm sure, having sex with somebody was great too as well. But I think he was mainly in this for the publicity. I really believe that. And so are these two. I mean, they've been having so much sex, stuff like that. I doubt if the sex part is a big deal to them at this point. So it's more about the attention and the promotion and the popularity and the fact of the matter is they pissing people off. So I've noticed that in Hollywood and entertainment, that seemed to be the thing now, to piss people off. I mean, that's been going on a long time ago, like with rock bands, heavy metal bands, and rappers and all these things. There's always that thing to piss off society, to make them go against the norm of what's going on in the world. So this is not new, but it's reaching a different level of depravity at this point, where it seems like they're trying to make this a normal thing, because you're starting to see more and more of this. I mean, you can use Destiny as an example. He's also in this kind of like relationship too as well, where his wife is having sex with whoever. And then you start to question, are they really in relationships, or is this all just for business and show? Who knows?
A lot of people have like a cheating fetish. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like
I feel like you do.
yeah, cheating I've done in the past was I'm a little bit turned on by the fact that I was doing something underhanded, or take myself out of it. But like, if you're fucking a girl and you know she has a boyfriend and she's doing something wrong, that is kind of hot.
Is it?
A little bit.
You see, he knows.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, all of us done some dirt at some point or another when we came across somebody we really desired and wanted them, but the only obstacle in the way was they had a partner. But if the person was willing to, cheat on their partner, you didn't have no problem with it because you had no stakes in it. And also, when it comes to, I can't speak for women, but when it comes to men, a lot of times, like, for example, if I was trying to, get with Miss Plug and I know she was with Adam and I just wanted her anyway, right? I know I'm not committing to her. So it's perfect that she got a man, so she won't expect anything from me. So I completely understand, that turn on, and plus the lack of responsibility, So I mean, he's right about that. If you take the morals part out of it, he is right about that. A lot of guys will definitely do. A lot of women would too, So I definitely agree with him on that. A lot of people are turned on by having affairs or having an affair with somebody that's have a partner or a husband or a wife or whatever. So I definitely agree with him on that point.
It's kind of like the adrenaline. Like,
I feel so
like
guilty
you're supposed to be doing
if
it.
I was the other woman.
Okay, so Jason, give me a genuine review. How was it?
You want like a number scale or just like?
Numbers sounds like it could be hurtful, but if it's a high number,
It gives me
sure.
like a 4.
Okay, so she could tell she's a little nervous about what he about to say, though. So he have to say something nice, of course. I'm sure it's no big deal to him. He done a lot of women, from my understanding. He's very popular in the adult scene, so it's probably not no big deal. The only thrill he probably got out of it is for the mere fact it was his wife. But other than that, she just another woman, and I'm sure he banged more attractive women than her. I'm not saying she's ugly or anything like that. I'm just saying that in the adult industry, there are a lot of beautiful women in that industry, so it's probably was no big deal for him. But this also reminded me of the Red Table Talk, when it's like when Will Smith was casually talking with his wife about her sleeping not only with another man but her son's friend. It's like, what are Hollywood doing behind the scenes? And can people really get mad at Adam, since this seemed to be a normal occurrence in Hollywood and entertainment? You hear about these people pretending to be something else, and I think it's the hypocrisy, because you hear, let's just say these people that say they Christians and they got a TV show and they very popular, people love them and everything like that. And then you come to find out that they were living this kind of like double life, doing all kind of crazy stuff. So people get angry over that. So they probably feel like, look, we're not hypocrites. What we do in front of the camera, we also do behind the scenes. So you really can't get mad at us. That's the reason why you tuned in to us, to see us, because this is what we do. This is how we act, and we do this in front of the camera and behind the camera. So all of this could be real. I mean, it's business, but what I'm saying is the depravity, them sleeping around with each other, not giving a crap about it, and doing all kind of crazy stuff. It's probably just something that's normal to them now at this point. So they really don't see anything, past it. In my last video, you can definitely check it out. I was saying, I think, Adam's getting bored and he wants to change up. And I think she is too. The Plug is also getting bored with the situation. Just sleeping with a bunch of women wasn't enough for them. So now they want to change it up and get people fired up, get people mad about this particular situation. That's what excites them. And that's probably something that they need to spice up their sexual, escapades, just to make it fun. From my understanding, when you go to these sex parties and all that kind of stuff, and there's couples that go to a lot of these things, it's just to get the excitement going, so they can be excited about their relationship. So when they leave these things, their sexual tension with each other in the bedroom is heightened. So, they get off because they done tried everything else together. So now they want to try something new and step out of it. Because like I said, this is not new. I remember I got invited to a few sex parties that I did not attend. I was like, something about that. I wouldn't have mind going to one of these things and I hook up with a pretty woman. That wouldn't have been a problem for me, when I was offered this stuff. But, you think about these STDs and you think about, the complications. And nowadays, especially, you think about, people, throwing accusations at you. So you don't know what's going to happen, at these particular situations. And I'm past the point now that I get into that kind of stuff. When I was younger, I didn't, my inhibitions were pretty high. I was doing a lot of stuff, nothing this crazy, but I was out there. I ain't gonna lie, I was out there. But like I say, it's like nowadays, I just really can't imagine people doing that with all the stuff going on right now. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And the fact that he's freaking asking him about how was it doing my wife. Like I say, it sounds like they're just trying to piss people off.
100%, 9 out of 10.
Really? 9 out of 10. Who's a 10?
Well, obviously her.
Oh.
Well, it was a 9 out of 10. I never grasped an entire 10 before. It's like you got to leave room for something that could possibly be top of the next one.
Okay, yeah.
I'll take a 9 then.
That's fair. Okay, yeah. So a lot of people want to know, I don't know, just like if I should feel diminished as a man as a result of this. Like the cuck narrative is very, very strong. I just want to get your thoughts on that, and if how people should think about that in the context of me being, the silent third party in all this.
All right, before I answer, I want to say something. A lot of guys that get into these type of relationships, they usually fall into the cut category. Now, it's some guys that probably you consider high profile that would get into a situation like this, but they never consider marrying the woman that they, doing these escapades with. They just, they just want to have fun for a little while, and then at some point they'll jump ship, and then they'll find themselves a nice, good wife. But when you the kind of guy that will like marry an adult star and you get into this kind of stuff that Adam's into, that kind of falls into like fandom. And I got a thing about it. A lot of people saying cuck and all these other names for these guys, simps and everything else. But I think these guys are mostly fans. When they were younger, they fantasized being with adult stars. They like a particular star or something that they, so they end up getting in there and end up marrying these women. But then these women are very disappointed by these guys at some level at some point. Because you see it a lot of the times when a lot of these adult actresses complain about the men that they marry. And, either they get divorced or they just not satisfied or not happy, and they complain constantly because basically they marry fans. And that's what I'm saying. Fans are not the kind of person you want to marry. I mean, on either side, was a man or a woman, when it's like a lot of, like, for example, if you got a heavy metal rock star that end up marrying some groupie or something, that would be a bad idea. A very bad idea. You need to marry somebody that don't have anything to do with your work, or they think you like some kind of celebrity or something like that. You don't want to marry somebody like that. But most of these men usually are the ones that end up marrying these women, and then these women end up getting disappointed. They can get everything they want, have sex with all these people, like you wanted to do. But, after a while it gets old, and then it's going to just be them two. Well, and their daughter. So it gets pretty old.
Well, I don't know. Like, if you look at it in a business aspect, then basically it was just a job, She's high up in her ranks. I'm high up in my ranks. Us two together obviously make the most amounts of money. So it's not so much being a cook. If you're comfortable with it, y'all communicated it prior. Obviously, she said y'all did. So it's not really a cook situation. It's more of like two people coming and making an understanding.
Yeah.
So if you cool with it, then, it is what it is. Me personally, I don't know if I have enough in me to allow it, but everyone's different. Everyone have different levels of, how to say.
All right, basically he wouldn't do it. That's basically what he's saying. If he had a woman, and this usually falls, like I said, I can't speak for white dudes, man, but when it comes down to brothers, man, they will lose their crap over this. Finding out their woman sleeping with somebody else, they definitely wouldn't do it, because it's a lot. Society in some ways kind of like make black men look bad over the centuries, and now black men behaviors don't help when they start going out there doing stupid stuff. So black men reputation isn't that good. It's very, very unstable. But then you want to add on the fact that your wife is like having an affair on you. That's serious embarrassment right there. It's like maybe a guy like him, like Adam22, can sit around and get away with it because, you know, it's not a lot that's going to be held against him. So many people like him. And I doubt if so many people are going to just jump off ship because he did this. But as a black man, you want to protect your reputation at all cost. And the last thing you want people calling you is a simp or a cock or anything else. It makes you look bad, and black men pride are like through the roof. Now I have some pride. I am black. I have some pride, but not so much. I mean, I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying that, you know, older you get, you start to realize, you know, who cares what people think or say about you? As long as as long as you're a decent person. I ain't talking about if you're doing all kind of crazy stuff, but if you're a decent person and people still judging you for it, then you shouldn't care about what they think or what they say. But, you know, you do all kind of crazy stuff and people say something, you should expect it. You know, and I know Adam knew this was coming. He mentioned it in another interview. Oh, when he was talking with his friends on a podcast. But like I said, this guy right here, Love, I guess that's his name. Jason Love, that's his name. So I guess he wouldn't care. You know, I mean, he wouldn't let his wife do it or girlfriend or anybody. But as far as, I don't know, Adam doing it, he don't care about that. You know, he got what he wanted.
Mental maturity?
Well, it would be kind of weird for you to find a dude bigger than you. Maybe they could resurrect Andre the Giant or something. Maybe you could get Brock Lesnar to come through and cut it up for you. But I mean, you're kind of like the biggest dude that I could think of. I don't know. It's going to be tough for you to find a bigger guy.
Okay, now he's complimenting him. They really trying to act really civil about this whole situation. Like it's supposed to be normal. Like I say, maybe in their circles it is normal because he has a lot of adult movie makers friends. You know, he's really heavily into the industry. It's definitely his wife and definitely this guy Jason. So this is probably normal conversation with them in their world. When they go out to have lunch, when they have tea or whatever they do behind the scenes, I'm sure this is not a big deal because I've seen some interviews with female adult stars when they talk about things like this. It seems like this is like no big deal. This is what they surrounded by all the time. So this is very crazy, you know, now that they're trying to put it out to everybody else. So we already having problems with dating and relationship and marriages, divorce, everything that comes along with it. Now they introducing some more crap that's going to make relationships even more difficult, even more harder than it is already. And they keep throwing that in there like it's supposed to make things better. And I guess Adam feel like he got kind of a safety net. He'll give the daughter to the wife if they got divorced, and he'll just continue on with his adult career. I mean, you know, it's all these women just having sex, and a lot of women find Adam attractive. I believe even Pearl thought he was attractive. So he's not going to have a problem with finding other women because one thing about him sleeping with other women that seemed to make him attractive. Not to mention he's rich and he's not a bad looking guy. You know, a lot of women like to tattoo things and everything, and the fact that he's a risk taker. So he's not gonna have a problem with it. So he don't see I think at this point in his career now, he don't feel like he really gonna lose anything. But it seems when it comes down to entertainers, they really don't want to lose that attention. They like the fact that people are tuning into their shows and wishing they were them. They hate to lose that part of their life because what do they have left after that? Because they fulfilled every fantasy that they wanted to fulfill. I believe so. Like I say, this might be a new thing or this might be just a regular thing they've done. I'm sure this is not the first time Jason Love has slept with somebody's partner. This is not the first time. His wife or girlfriend or whatever. This is not the first time. So this is not a big deal to none of them. They just want to shock you and me. That's what this is all about. They want the attention and they just want to shock everybody.
Yeah, they got a couple.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not just the size, it's everything that goes into it that makes it, you know.
Definitely. Lena is just like shriveling up into a ball right now. I can see how uncomfortable this is making you.
Yes, it's making me very uncomfortable. And I'm glad that he's only, you know, on Zoom and not here right now.
Do you think that would be awkward?
Yes. Also, I feel like I'd feel a lot of sexual tension, and I felt like we would have to do a scene if you guys were both here.
See, she's out of...
Okay. Now, that's... Like I say, if this was just a regular relationship and she was saying this, he would be upset and he would feel insulted. But like I say, this is just a part of the adult industry. You got to remember, he's not just a podcaster. He also, him and his wife is in the adult industry. And this is like normal for them. This is like a cakewalk to them. This is probably not the wildest thing they've done. This is probably like one of the smallest. You know, he done a lot, so he probably don't care. I mean, I'm talking about group sex, talking about, you know, all these things. They probably done all kind of stuff, you know, threesomes and everything else that go along with it, in every type of position whatsoever. So this is not a big deal. This is probably just casual conversation that they probably normally have, especially when it comes down to their business. So she making it seem like all the sexual attention. And this is how they talk. If you notice, if you see a lot of, I mean, you can see it also with the OnlyFans models too. They talk like this as well, you know. They get into these precarious situations and they pretend like, you know, I'm so turned on. It makes me feel good to be being done by 2-3 dudes. And, you know, I love it when I do this. I can sit here all day and do this all day long while you watch me. You know, actuality is all about the money. They don't care. It's work to them. It gets to that point because when you get what you want at all times, it gets boring. You know, you're not satisfied anymore. And that's where usually when they got to push the envelope to make it something greater, something more crazy. And that's what's happening right now. You know, they so bored with getting everything they want. Now it's all about the money, which I don't even really think is that important. Because I've seen mediocre the podcast he done and a few other podcasts talking about, you know, I can't believe you will pimp your wife out there like that for money. The fact of the matter is, I don't even think it's about the money. I think they bored. I think it's sort of like elites, rich people. You know, after a while, when you get everything you want, you get bored. So you start doing crazy stuff. You start interfering in other people's relationships or other people's lives. Then you start trying to change the laws and do all kind of crazy stuff, which is going on right now because there's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on in the news if you watch the news and politics. So it's like when they get bored, instead of just going about their business and living their life, they start introducing things to society because they want everybody to be as bored and deprived as they are. Like I said, if you want to do this kind of thing, that's your business. You know, I'm trying here not to judge anybody for doing what they want. But the fact of the matter is, this is not what's considered normal. What is considered normal over the centuries, where you found yourself a wife, you had children, you raised the children, you retired, you grow old together, you die. That's what's considered normal, and that's what is becoming harder and harder for people to achieve. Not to mention other things too, like buying a house, getting a car, getting a great job, being able to go on vacations, all this other stuff that goes along with it. And then now you got to deal with the fact that your wife might want to do something like this. You get married to her, things are great, you're happy. One day you're on vacation, or one day you're laying in the bed with her, and all of a sudden she was talking about maybe we should have an open marriage. And you never even considered it. You're like, what? Now you got to live with that fear. I mean, it was one thing they just went out and just had an affair on you. But now it's like women ain't seem to be doing that anymore. I mean, they still sleeping with people behind your back. But I'm just talking about now they want to like have these kind of group things now. So they introducing all kind of stuff. And if you're a weak man and you felt like you married the wrong woman and she brings this up, then most likely you're going to do it. Like I say, these kind of guys, they're fans, you know, most of the time. They were fans when they were younger. They had fantasies about being adult actors and, you know, sleeping with all kind of women and all the crazy things. And now they got to commit to it. He committed to this woman. He married her and had a child with her. Now he got to go all the way with all her fantasies. But what he don't realize is at some point he's gonna stab himself in the foot, because everything that he's trying to do for her, that he think he's doing for her, she's gonna throw back in his face at some point, because she's gonna lose. If she haven't already lost respect, she's gonna lose respect at some point. And it's not because of Adam. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Adam. I'm just saying that in relationships, especially when it comes to women, you don't give them everything they want, because you're supposed to protect them. That comes with love, and that's the reason why you got with them, to keep them from destroying themselves and your family. So he's not doing the job he's supposed to be doing as a husband. Many people out there might disagree with what I'm saying. If you do, please leave it in the comments. I don't mind having this discussion, but I'm just saying that this is going to stab him in the foot one day. She's going to really, really probably end up hating him for this. You know, I mean, it's that women don't take responsibility for the choices that they make. They don't like to do that when they by themselves. But when they definitely in a relationship, guess who they going to point the finger at? They're going to point the finger at the man they with. You let me do it. You could have stopped me. I thought you loved me. I can hear the arguments now. You can already hear it. It's crazy. And now she's talking about sexual attention with this. Like I say, this is fake. I just think it's fake. I think this is the kind of life they live anyway. They've been doing all kind of stuff behind the scenes anyway. And that's their life. That's their choice. They want to do that. That's fine. That's on them. I'm just saying that right now, I just think they just trying to piss people off, get people crazy. Cause you seen it. I remember in school, these people would come dressed up in these goth outfits and crazy outfits because they want to get a reaction from people. And, they wanted that attention because they were lacking in some way because they needed to stand out like that. I get it. Some people just want that kind of attention. And you see that a lot. And I believe, a lot of people want to say OnlyFans is about sex and all these deprived things. But the fact of the matter is, I think all of this is stemmed other than sin and the fact that you're just doing crazy stuff. But I think it's also based on the fact you just want attention. That you want people to notice you when usually they probably wouldn't notice you.
Out of control now. She's on a tear.
I've been known to have that effect. I apologize.
See, all right. Now I'm going to have to really mind you next time you're going to an adult event that he's going to be at, right?
No, but I would be turned on if you were there.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like you're part of it.
So you think that if me and you go out to a party and we see him, that there's a chance that we'd all end up hooking up after?
I don't know what his stance is on working with you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Good point, yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, hell yeah.
I get it in regardless.
Damn, that would be, yeah, I could see that. That would probably kind of make me feel like I had put a cap on this whole situation if we all did it together. Wow, maybe that is the three-way that we should do, because that would be pretty viral rather than just some random guy, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Deep down inside, I think she really want him to put a stop to all this. He just, not only is he let her run amok, but also he's trying to amp it up because I think he thinks that's what turns her on. This is what gets her excited. This is what she wants. But I think deep down inside, women want you to care that much to the point where you can say no to them. Like, no, I am jealous. No, I don't want you having sex with other men. I want you for myself. You are a prize to me. You are my it thing. You my final destination. This is what women really, really want. And even though she feel like she might be getting her way and everything's going dandy and they getting the money they want and she getting the sex she want, I think deep down inside, she really wants him to put a stop to this. But he's in it for the long haul because this is his reputation now. He gotta act like he's, up to date, that he's, with it, that he's, he's above all these things. He's so smart and intelligent, and they, got that elite attitude where, we're above all this, there's no limit to us. We can do whatever we want and not even feel guilty about it. But that's going to work against them too. I believe it will. You don't want relationships to dissolve. I don't wish any bad thing on any of these people, but you get what I'm saying. When you do things, it comes back on you. Well, people love to say use karma. I don't believe in that, but I'm just saying. I'm just using karma so you can understand where I'm coming from. When you do these things, they come back on you. You somehow, some way, not only is going to affect these three people, but also their child. It's going to be crazy when that girl get older. But like I say, I think deep down inside, she wants to stop it. Now he's talking about doing a threesome. I really believe he thinks she with that. But deep down inside, it's to me, I think it's like a subliminal message to her saying, I really don't care about you that much. Even though I'm acting like that I want to do all this for you, but really, I really don't care. I've done so many women, it's not even a big deal to me anymore. And this is where these marriages usually dissolve, and there's custody battles and financial splits, with property and all these other things. He gonna walk away with whatever money he get. He want more money, and he want to probably do it again, so he like, hey, I'm with it. He don't care. He's losing nothing out of this. The way he looks at it, he's losing nothing out of this. He's willing to get, he know that this is a big deal, and if anything, gonna bring more attention to his whatever blogs or website or whatever he got going on, the better. But it's sad that this, you pretty much know how this is gonna end. And when she get older and less attractive and he still have options, she gonna make him pay for that. She's definitely gonna make him pay for that. She gonna throw all this in his face. All of it. And it's a sad situation. You don't want this to happen to people. But this is the road, the journey that they want to go on. It is what it is. You can't stop it. Hey, if people want to live their life this kind of way, any kind of way they want, and feel like there'll be no consequences to it, hey, do what you want. But hopefully, God willing, they'll recover and then they'll find a new way to live. It's going to be a difficult journey for both of them. Very difficult. After all the stuff they're doing right now. Because sometimes you look back on crazy stuff you done and wish you didn't do it. And it's really going to affect the relationship. And that's a sad thing. That's nothing, it's nothing I'm like happy about. I can't wait to see their lives go down the tubes. Nothing like that. You don't desire for people like that to destroy their own marriages and their lives. That's nothing you should, desire. It's a crazy world right now. It's just a crazy world. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end this video because it's getting really crazy. But I'm sure more things is going to come out about this stuff. They probably going to make more. They probably going to go ahead and do that threesome and make more movies. And, they got to top each other, do more crazy stuff. But, how far really can you go with this kind of stuff before it becomes insane? Before you get into like bestiality or some crazy mess like that. Is crazy, and I think it's going to not only affect the relationship, but it's going to also affect the personal, their business as well. So it's a sad situation. All right, I really appreciate all of you coming by. Thanks again, and peace.